we see the best card that nobody plays, the Bloodvial Purveyor. Ladies and gentle mages, civilians across the multiverse, welcome back to another episode with Mana, and today we've got a juicer for you. We have Bloody Discard. This is the best card that nobody uses. I'm talking absolutely nobody. This is like the biggest niche card in all of Nicheville, Bloodvial Purveyor. If you're new to the channel, you have seen me play this way long ago, but I'm bringing it back, baby. Flying Trample, 5/6. If you forgot what this does, or you've never even seen it, whenever an opponent casts a spell, that player creates a blood token, which is not great to give them blood tokens, but whenever you swing in, you get +1/+0 for each blood token they control. Now, why is this good? Because obviously, when you have a discard deck, everything in the thing is making sure they have no hand. So if they have no hand and they're in top deck mode, and they're not going to have really anything to deal with it. Like, yeah, they're in top deck mode, they have no hand, and then they just draw a card. They might have to play that card, whatever it is. They give you a blood token, but they don't have any cards in their hand to make use of these blood tokens, and then you just get it bigger and bigger. Now, we do have to run Sheoldred, but I think Bloodvial Purveyor is actually a little bit better in this deck, just because of how it's so discardy. Tenacious Underdog is wonderful with the Liliana, so we do run that. Everything else is pretty much discarding. We do run 2 of the Gicks because it is kind of nice to have the Virus Beetle and the Corrupt Court Officials versus a lot of control style matchups. They don't really play anything, so these 1/1s can actually give you value by swinging in with the Gicks here. Obviously, we know what Liliana does. Cut down just for mono red. Mono red's so annoying. Go for the throw for those bigger creatures. Duress, Hopeless Nightmare, and everything else. Deck play is very, very simple. It's very straightforward. We're going to discard our opponent's hand. We're going to play some Bloodvial Purveyors and hopefully get Liliana, Sheoldred to kind of do their thing. But that is pretty much it. This card is absolutely wonderful. Love it. Nobody plays it, and I am giving it the love it deserves. Before we get into the gameplay, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Helps out the channel a lot. Let's go ahead and hit the like button, guys. The like button looks just like this. Helps out the channel so much, and I would greatly appreciate that. And without further ado, let's get ready to vanquish some enemies. Maron? Kind of reminds me of Devimon. If you ever played Digimon back in the day, that is serious Devimon vibe. So let's go for the Duress and let's see what we got going up against. So Demir Control, it appears. I'm okay with the go for the throat. Go for the throat. We don't really have that many targets that they can really make use of. So I'm actually going to go for the Gix's Command here. So now we get to see the Sheoldred. Yeah, this is fine. Let's go ahead and drop our Hopeless Nightmare, and then we can go in for the Liliana. Nothing too special about our deck yet that we can really kind of showcase, but I mean, is discard really that special? Not really. So to get rid of the go for the throat, that can come in handy if we get into something a little bit later. Let's drop our Liliana the Veil. Hopefully no counters, and they did not draw a counter, which is beautiful.
A fight? And you think you can win?
And you think you can win.
Drop it.
Let's see what they drop. They drop a Virtue of Persistence. That's pretty good. I kind of like that. Here's the thing, though. I'm probably going to go ahead and use the stop for the Hopeless Nightmare before we draw, because we don't really have anything. And I think it's pretty important to make sure that we have something to actually kind of play. So we do bust all of our mana for this, but I think it might be worth it. Corrupt Court Official. I think that we're going to go for the Mire. I mean, the Corrupt Court Official... Oh, this is kind of hard. I mean, I wish the cut down is so useless in this matchup. Do we want to get them to discard with the Corrupt Court Official? I think we kind of do, actually. So I'm actually going to get rid of the Mire. Oh. Ugh. And let's drop this, and we're going to go ahead and discard the cut down.
We all have things we'd rather.
Okay, so this is kind of an awkward board state here. If they drop the Sheoldred, obviously the Liliana can take care of it, and then we'll be able to Corrupt Court Official the rest. So, alright. Let's go for this, and maybe we should have taken the no, I guess we can't, because we're planning on using Liliana's. So, let's go ahead and do this. I think this is fine. And here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Do we want to use the +1? We can just chump block the Sheoldred. We can take care of the Sheoldred at some point. I think I'm actually just going to +1 here. If this is a good card, Gumdrop Poisoner.
Be outsmarting me.
Kaito. No, my gosh, no way. So we get greedy. We get greedy. This is gonna be really awkward now because they do make the Kaito and they get the.
Now this is a juicy
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Drawing the land, brutal here, but this is interesting because they didn't use the 1/1 creature. We could go for Liliana's special here, but I don't know if that's the way to go. I don't think we can do this. I think this is so gross. Why do we have to draw a land? Like anything else, and we're looking like kind of okay here. That's a tough pill to swallow, and we're not going to use it. We have Liliana's ability, but because Kaito is phased out, I don't think we could do it.
Like your defenses aren't even there.
Gumdrop Poisoner. Okay. Okay. Man, that is crazy. Cut down. Decent. Not great, but decent. I guess we'll go ahead and take the Gumdrop Poisoner. Guess we're just gonna have to do this. I mean, it's not great, but yeah, at least we get rid of the Gix's command. They're gonna keep swinging, and then they're gonna keep gaining card advantage. They're gonna win this battle here, though. Like this little battle, because we're not gonna be able to discard past this point.
There's no secret I can't uncover.
This isn't too bad here. We do top deck the Tenacious Underdog, which we love in this type of deck. I am actually going to go ahead and discard the card, because we don't care. We can always get the Tenacious Underdog back.
Drop it.
And we can go and blitz the Tenacious Underdog anyway. So, fortunately, we're probably going to... Yeah, we're going to kill this Kaito. 100%. Woo! That was a jam that we got out of the Mire. They cannot block with this little Might token. Okay, looking pretty good here. Draw a card, see what we draw into. Another Liliana, but that was a... I mean, we're not out of the neck of the woods here yet. Liliana, okay.
Do not touch me again.
They will not touch you again, Liliana. We will make sure of it. Do not worry about that. I think we just underdog here. Swing in. See what we draw. The second Liliana is very awkward here, because we kind of want to fight to keep it. I don't really want to use the +1 just yet. Cut down, that's fine. We still get the draw. If it was like the end or something, I'd be a lot more tilted. Obviously, the exile would be a lot worse. This is super awkward. I think... I don't really love anything here. I guess we'll just +1 it. Get rid of a swamp. That
Won't be
not great. And then hold up the go for the throat in case they get like a Sheoldred or something. But yeah, it's not great. And we do have to eventually take care of these Might tokens, which I think will be okay. But we can't let them make one more Might. They're just gonna swing it for my face. Wow. I'm not gonna bust this go for the throat yet. If they don't play anything next turn, I think we're gonna do that. They give us a little bit of toxic, but this is a little nerve-wracking though. I'm gonna go ahead and do this now. I know it seems very, very awkward, very, very weird, but we have to kind of maintain control at some point. We do get into our Sheoldred, which is very, very beautiful. We absolutely love that. I'm gonna go ahead and just go 1 for 1. Let's go ticky-tacky, get rid of a Phyrexia Might here, and then we'll drop the Sheoldred.
One of your friends has to leave.
So if they do have removal, they're not going to be able to make another Might token, but they do make it. They do make another Mighty Might, and this is a go for the throat. I'll be so sad. Oh, it's a Soaring City. I guess that's better, but we have to be a little careful here now. I mean, this is getting a little bit sketchy. Thankfully, they do not attack my face. I would much rather them attacked my Liliana.
Foolish after all.
And this is a little awkward. I think instead of dropping the Shelly, I think we should just go for Gix. And then go for a Liliana, and then just get them to sacrifice one of their little Mights. A lot more mana efficient, so let's go ahead and do that. They give us a nice...
Enough with the mysteries.
We'll give them a...
Come
We'll give them a cheers. A cheers to you, my friend. Alright.
Off you go.
Off you go. They do draw into a land, so thankfully they get a brick. And when we get into our Bloodvial Purveyor, I don't really want to use Liliana's +1, though. So let's just drop the Sheoldred, just because I want to get that life gain from a... definitely want to get some life in on his. And do I want to swing in with this... We're kind of in control here, so, I mean, drawing into a life... I think we'll just chill, because they're going to... I want to... Yeah, and I'm not even going to +1 the Liliana. Because we do have this Bloodvial Purveyor. I don't want to discard it. Shelly, meet Shelly. Okay. So at least we'll be able to mitigate that, but not wonderful here. I am actually going to go in for the Bloodvial Purveyor. Let's drop the Hopeless Nightmare. And then we can +1 now.
I'm tired of your secrets.
Do we want to... Here, they kind of have us, though. Like, this is not great. Because if we swing in with the Shelly, like, we're either going to have to block the Shellys. Let's just pass. But this is actually, I mean... I think the Bloodvial Purveyor, again, in the air, might be the key to victory here. Another land thing. We're getting a little bit lucky here, just because they don't have anything off the top. I'm going to use the Hopeless Nightmare. Let's see if we can snag something off the top. Simple removal would be wonderful. Just any sort of like a go for the throat on the Sheoldred would be so wonderful. Tenacious Underdog and a land. I think I kind of let's just take the land, I guess. Just so that we can blitz in our other underdog. I think that's fine. Let's do this. Yep, that's fine. Problem is, again, with the Liliana sacrificing the creature, they have these mites. So I guess we'll just go ahead and just pump up our Liliana. And
Don't overthink things.
we have to be a little wary of our life, but I don't think so. I mean, we're pretty much a dominant stranglehold on the board here. Let's go and blitz in the Tenacious Underdog. Let's swing in with the Bloodvial Purveyor, and then we can actually use Gix, and we'll draw 2 cards this way. We do lose a little bit of life this way, but again, I think it's okay. And this is a little risky, though. Yep, let's go ahead and take the action. Down to 6. Draw. Yep, but we'll mitigate that. Tenacious Underdog, mitigate that. And now we have to be a little careful here. So we got what we wanted. We got a little bit of draw power. We can block. We're going to have to block the Sheoldred if they attack, because obviously... Oh, we do get lucky here. If they wanted to be aggressive, they could have attacked, because if they could have forced us to block out our own Shelly. Because if they would have swung in, we can't draw the card then, and then we would have had to block. Yeah, I mean, I think we're looking pretty gosh darn good at this point. And they take it, Devimon, and we take it. What a good match. Hello, Jugo. How are we doing here? Let's go ahead and keep this. I like keeping hands. You never have to worry about a mulligan. We don't really, I mean, other than Hopeless Nightmare and Duress, I mean, we do. We actually have quite a formidable amount of 1-drops here. But if we get a little bit behind the curve, if we're on the play versus a more aggressive deck, sometimes it's, oh, what the heck? What the heck was that? Okay, I gotta slow down here. Let's go ahead and drop, we definitely don't want to go for the underdog. The underdog does give very good food for our Liliana. Obviously, as we know, the discard underdog deck. So we do have our Shelly. We are running 2 Shellys and 4 Bloodvial Purveyors. And hopefully we can survey what we got going on in the hand here. Is this gonna be... What is this? What kind of deck is this? I want to say like the 5-color nonsense, but it's not really looking like that. We do get into our Hopeless Nightmare, which actually curves out very, very well, especially when we have these like corrupt court officials. We could go in for Liliana, but I actually don't really want to. I actually think it's... Let's establish the board here a little bit. We get 2 discards this way, and I think going for 2 discards is a little bit better than setting up Liliana. In this kind of matchup, I'm just feeling 4 cards left. Let's give them to discard the corrupt court official and then go for the Hopeless Nightmare. Anytime you can get, yeah, I think this is pretty good. Ooh, we actually get rid of a Sorin, which is actually really, really nice. I think they could, wait, hold on. Oh, they couldn't cast Sorin because they don't have the 2 black. That was really confusing. So like, you have 4 sources here, and they're gonna go in for Wandering Emperor immediately. Okay.
Anyone who harms my people must contend with me.
I must contend with you. Well, I think we're contending fairly well. I am a little nervous here. That is like a lot of value that they're gonna be able to kind of put out here.
Guards, to me.
I mean, I definitely was not really expecting Wandering Emperor, especially with this kind of deck here. So let's see what we can do.
Show them how we greet our enemies.
This is how you greet your enemies. But it's not really nice, Wandering Emperor. I'm not gonna lie to you. So let's see how we do have the Purveyor, which is really, really nice. We can get them to discard their last card, but I don't know. At this point, I think we kind of just eliminated their resources fairly well. I think I'm just going to go for the throw on this thing and start attacking the Emperor. Yep, I think we'll do this. Maybe we'll trade this, and then we can go for Liliana to sacrifice their 2/2.
Pieces.
And I think this is okay. So now we do have blue. Blue is in the mix. I guess blue is always in the mix.
Let your blade do the talking.
I'm gonna go for it. Let's go for Liliana. Hopefully they don't have a counter. If they have a counter, I'll be pretty sad. Oh, they do. Well, that's not good. My plan. Oh man, that's bad. Okay, not a big deal. If we get into another land, we can go in for Bloodvial Purveyor, and they go in for a Ren and Stimpy. Wow. Okay.
For every plane, allies everywhere.
I have got new.
Okay. Let's take this. We're gonna need another land, though. We do get another land, thankfully. Let's drop the Bloodvial Purveyor. I mean, they don't have a hand, right? Like, they don't have a hand. So, we can use this. If they want to cast something, we'll get them a blood token. But this is why Bloodvial Purveyor is so good, in my opinion, is because they don't have a hand. By the time it comes out, you just don't have a hand. And we can go ahead and block this off, even if they want to give it a +1/+1.
Fight back.
Even if they give it a +1/+1 counter, we don't care. This is fine.
May your blade strike true.
Alright. We have to be a little careful though, because Ren and Stimpy is the -7. You may play land and cast permanent spells from your graveyard. That is a nightmare. But how do we want to play this? Yeah, I think let's just drop Shelly. Let's not get too crazy here. And I'm actually gonna swing in on. I don't want to get rid of the Emperor. Let's get rid of the Emperor. Kind of feels gross with a 5 power for a 1, but. They can't cast this yet, so... Alright, well, not cast it. They can't play that ability quite yet. Cycling.
Everywhere. Stand with us.
Okay, thankfully they get into some more land. We're going to have to absolutely swing in here. They can't chump block us, which is so nice. Which is why I love the Bloodvial Purveyor. People are like, oh, why not? Well, I mean, first off, they go like, why do you run Sheoldred? I mean, Bloodvial Purveyor is like decent, but Sheoldred is like strictly better. It's not. And this is why Bloodvial Purveyor is not strictly worse than Sheoldred. Don't listen to them. Do not listen to them. Let's go ahead and blitz in the underdog. Sure. Sure. One of you's got to go in. No matter what. One of you's got to go in. And I think we just chill with the underdog. So we at least get rid of that -7 ability. Let's drop the Virus Beetle just so we have at least maybe like a chump blocker, because we are kind of low on health, I guess, if they drop something really crazy. I mean, ooh, we get another Bloodvial Purveyor, and we absolutely love that. And Sheoldred's doing its thing. We got 2 Bloodvial Purveyors and a Shelly. I mean, that's looking pretty good. Mill 3 cards, may put a permanent into your hand.
Search past the walls of this realm.
Cathar Commando, that's not that big of a deal at all. There's nothing this Commando can do. And we give them a blood token, and they didn't even want the second Bloodvial Purveyor. Let's go. Nizono Koma, how are we doing here? Let's go ahead and keep this. Looking like a pretty good hand here. And already, we see the best card that nobody plays, the Bloodvial Purveyor. I mean, it's so good, especially in discard. I've used it a lot in prior decks, so it's nothing new to the channel, but I haven't used it in a long time. And especially because these cards, all from the Innistrad stuff, they extended the standard, so this card, I mean, I think it stood the test of time. It's probably my favorite card in discard, again, that nobody uses. So Pia Nalar, this card, they do generate a lot of value off this thing, but hopefully we can kind of cut them at the button by making them discard. So let's go for an Azumi Informant. Does not matter with a Corrupt Court official. Let's say, do we want to be corrupt or do we want to go for the Raz? So they get rid of another Pia Nalar, that's fine. In the trenches, wow. Okay, so creatures get 1/1, and then they have like the mana sink ability, exile target non-land. That's pretty good. I mean, I can kind of dig it. I can respect it, I can dig it, but you gotta respect Liliana of the Veil. Nothing special here. Sacrifice creature.
My home, and I don't appreciate it. I've always hated crowds.
I've always hated crowds, and we don't want a big crowd with the 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature. That's a lot of crowd. Wow, another one, really? We do have a go for the throat. So that's actually not a big deal, but man, that makes 3 PNLRs. Well, it does not matter what you got going on. We're gonna get rid of them all. So I think we're just gonna go for the throat. Let's not be too coy here. And I'm actually gonna use Liliana. We're gonna discard the Takenuma because we have the.
Be outsmarting me.
You will not be outsmarting us, Liliana, because now I got the Corrupt Court official, and they are officially out of a hand. Yeah, no more ossification. Look at that. That is absolutely wonderful. And then we drop the Bloodvial Purveyor while they have absolutely no hand. And you'll say, oh, they get a blood token every single turn. Who cares? They don't have a hand. Who cares? Alright, let's drop the Bloodvial Purveyor, and I think we're going to actually make them discard. Let's keep Liliana nice and safe here. Discard nothing, which is fine, and then we'll go ahead and pass the turn. And look at that, boom. Even if they did have something to play, it's not gonna fare to their advantage here. And because they have nothing to discard at this point, I think we are just gonna go ahead and just go straight up rock mode. Let's go ahead and use the -2. They have nothing they can really do here.
Your friends have to leave.
One of your friends has to leave. Let's go ahead and cut down this little token, and we're going to go straight in with our almighty Bloodvial Purveyor. Now, I obviously know this could be like a Sheoldred, but I think, I don't know, it's pretty close in which one I would prefer. Plus, we're just trying to switch it up on the channel. Let's get real. We're so sick of Sheoldred. I want to run Bloodvial Purveyor just because it's, you can actually run both. I'm running Rankle's Prank, but I think you really could run both. So here's a blood token, baby. Bang! And you're going to just power up my Bloodvial Purveyor. Now, I know what you're going to say. You could just be using a Sheoldred, and they would be probably the damage increased by the Bloodvial Purveyors would probably offset by the cards that they draw and stuff. But again, I don't care. Bang! Let's go in for the Hopeless Nightmare. Let's take a nice little scry ability. Excuse me. Virus Beetle. I think both of these cards are not good, and the Bloodvial Purveyor takes it. Let's go. Alexandre Chiffard? Is that? We're gonna go with that. I like the name. We like the name. It's such a good name. We're going to go ahead and give you a friendly hello. Oh, and they already took a mulligan. See, I felt it in my core. We love giving hellos to mulligans because everybody needs a friend when you take a mulligan. So we got to give them a friendly mulligan hello. We took it premature, but it ended up working anyway. So let's see what we got here. The idea of this deck is to kind of whittle them down of resources, and then we go in for the Bloodvial Purveyor. Pretty good here. So let's go for the Duress and take a peek at the hand. It is going to be mono red. And I think let's go ahead and use the Kamano Faces Cactus. The Ancestral Anger on the Monastery Swift Spear is pretty rough. It is pretty rough, but Kamano, I think, just kind of takes the cake here. If we can get into the Bloodvial Purveyor, it's going to be very hard for them to burn down to us. So, we kind of like that. Virus Beetle and Corrupt Court Official, that's pretty good here. Let's just go for the Virus Beetle. Get them to discard a card. And with that mulliganing for mono red, especially when we have a card like that, and they actually go for Squee, which I see why they're doing this. I mean, we're gonna eventually we're going to give them enough firepower with our discard action, so that's not great. So we do have to be wary of the Squee, but we're gonna have our Bloodvial Purveyor, and again, I am not sure how they're gonna be able to do this. Let's go in for the Corrupt Court Official. Get them to discard a card, and then we're going to even hit them with a Hopeless Nightmare. And, ooh, another Squee, but that's okay. That's okay. If Squee comes back, it pretty much takes away every single resource that they possibly have. So, Mechanized Warfare, let's go ahead and keep this. I am not going to chump block, and I'm definitely not going to go for a double block, just in case they have the Prowess ability. Yeah, we're not doing this. Let's come through. We're not that threatened by our life total just yet, so 15 to 18, that's completely fine with me. Bloodthirsty Adversary, that's fine. Whatever. If they got free damage off, they got free damage off here. We're going to go ahead and slam down the Bloodvial Purveyor, and we're going to put a stop at the beginning of our upkeep for this Hopeless Nightmare and pass the turn. Giving them blood tokens is not ideal, but they are missing land drops here as well. And again, I have no idea how they think they're going to burn this thing down. Because even, unlike Sheoldred with the 5 toughness goes down to the Nahiri's, I forgot what it's called, Nahiri's War Crafting, I believe. But Bloodvial Purveyor, Mono Red has no way of burning the Bloodvial Purveyor if we don't block. This card is so good, and they just concede to the Bloodvial Purveyor. That's how good it is. Wow. Mad Dog 182. We are on the draw with no 1-drop. It's fine. We'll take it. We'll take it. We got a Shelly here. We are running 2 Sheoldred and then 4 Bloodvial Purveyors. So I think we'll be okay. We have plenty of, like, I don't want to say late game, it's kind of mid game, especially if they're 4-drops here, but we got the goods here. We have 2 versions of Corrupt Court Official. This is actually pretty scary here. I am actually not even going to let this happen. We're going to go for the throw at sorcery speed. I do not want them to be able to protect this Virtuoso. Virtuoso is one of the scariest cards for this deck here, because if if they just get going, it's too scary. They have protection spells. I don't know what they got going on here. This thing, especially with the connive ability, every time it's targeted, I do not want this to even have the slightest hope of living. All right, so that's a 5/6 to our face. We do have the Liliana, so it's not the end of the world here. But I don't know. It would be nice. It would be nice to go for Corrupt Court Official and then hit him with a Hopeless Nightmare. I think I'm going to actually do that. This feels a little bit better. I don't think our life is that threatened enough. If we can get 2 discards for 3 mana earlier in the game, I think that's a little bit better here. Now, unfortunately, they do have the Homestead Courage, which is pretty yucky, considering that does kind of give them another resource to do damage, but we can absolutely just chump block here. Brutal Cathar, wow, okay, so Brutal Cathar, that is a nice thing to kind of get rid of here. I'm probably going to chump block here. Oh, that changes up the game. Monastery Swift Spear, that changes up the game entirely. So that, oh my goodness. Because, I mean, if they can't give this thing trample, let's go ahead and just block them. I don't know what they have up their sleeve. I'm going to go ahead and do this. We're going to do this so that we take 1 measly less damage, but I think you kind of have to in this case here. So let's go in for Liliana. We're going to go ahead and get rid of their last creature here. When I win.
I've always hated crowds.
I've always hated crowds. And we even won a Monastery Swift Spirit. That's too big of a... Whoa! And a Thundering Raiju off the top. And they're paying no respect to Liliana, which I don't blame that at all. So Thundering Raiju. Oh my goodness. How do we get out of here? Bloodvial Purveyor with the Angel Fire Ignition. I don't know if we can. I think this is a good game. If we can drop the Bloodvial Purveyor, we're not going to be able to draw a card with the Sheoldred. If we drop this, 2 1/1s, I think we're going to have to drop Shelly, discard a card or whatever. We'll go ahead and get rid of Hopeless Nightmare.
You won't be outsmarting me.
But Angel Fire Ignition, we can't even kill them with the Bloodvial. That is so sad. Oh my goodness. I thought we had this game. I thought there was like pretty much no way that we were going to lose this game. But wow. Rob 2E, welcome to the show. Let's get it going here. We got Cut Down, we got Duress. Whatever you got, we're ready for it. You got creatures, we'll take care of it. You got cards in your hand, which usually they do. We got that. And we got the Bloodvial Purveyor. Bloodvial Purveyor, it kind of acts like it is kind of like a Phyrexian Obliterator, just because it pretty much stops mono red in their tracks. There's nothing they can really do. They're just going to go ahead and play with fire me immediately. It's kind of rude, don't you think? When you play with fire, you get burned. So I mean, again, mono red on the play. I don't think we're that threatened. We do have chump blockers with this Virus Beetle as well. So we absorb some of the damage by chump blocking, and we also get rid of some of the things that they have in their hand. So let's go ahead and take a look at a Duress and Invasion of Agrath. Does 4 damage to another target battle or opponent? Do we care about that or the Lightning Strike? I think we care... I think we care a little bit more about this, because let's go ahead and do that. Because if we get rid of the Lightning Strike, they still have these 2-drops. So I think getting rid of this makes them a little bit more awkward, because they're gonna have to drop a 2-drop on turn 3 rather than this. So I think this makes them a little bit more awkward. I kind of like that. And let's just go for a Virus Beetle. And then next turn, we'll be able to go for a Corrupt Court Official. And then we'll be able to cut down this Feldon. We're definitely not chump blocking. I don't want to give them an extra card. We're not about that. We're not about giving mono red extra burn power. We're not doing that. We get rid of a Mountain, which is a little surprising. Bloodthirsty Adversary. This is okay. Nothing to be alarmed of quite yet. I'm going to go ahead and let this both go through. We could chump block the Bloodthirsty Adversary, but I'm going to elect not to. Let's go for the Corrupt Court Official. I would assume they keep the Lightning Strike, but at this point they have 2 land. So we've kind of whittled down the resources to just 2 measly land, and oh, like, okay, so they don't want the Lightning Strike. Okay, interesting. We have the cut down for the Feldon, so I'm not too worried about that. Play with fire, that's fine. That's what I'm saying. That's why those little weenies are so good, because it just absorbs the power. And again, you don't have to take it from... You don't have to take this to the face. So I am going to go ahead and block the Bloodthirsty Adversary. A lot of blood in this matchup. Bloodthirsty, Bloodvial. And I am so dumb. I am so stupid. I forgot to cut down, and we just take 2 unnecessary damage. And that's how you just can't get too comfortable. We just took 2 damage for absolutely no reason. I'm embarrassed. I'm belittled. I don't know why I did that. It's probably not going to matter. But if it does, I'm going to feel absolutely insanely bad. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. What can they do here? I don't think they can kill us, right? Even a lightning strike is not enough to kill. Yeah, I mean, okay. Like, it ended up not mattering. They go ahead and give us an oops. We'll go ahead and give you a toast to you, my friend. And I'm actually going to swing in here. Let's actually just be aggressive. We're playing all sorts of bad versus mono red here. That, man, like I said, taking that extra 2 damage is really... We should lose just based on, like, premise of that. But it is what it is. They actually haven't antagonized. That is crazy. Because we would have... This Bloodvial Purveyor would have went down if they had antagonized. Wow, that's actually really crazy. Let's just take it. Whatever. If they can get this thing bigger, it's not... So it's ended up not really mattering here. Especially with the cut down, they're definitely dead. But I don't like having just, like, blatant misplays on the channel. But either way... Virus Beetle is going to be able to chump block the Swift Spear, and then we can just cut it down either way. And with their blood tokens, they're going, unless they want to like try to do something kooky here, that's going to be a lightning strike to the face. Let's go ahead and cut down the Monastery Swift Spear. They're going to go ahead and make our Bloodvial Purveyor a whopping 8/6 flying trample next turn. And let's go ahead and just swing in with the Bloodvial Purveyor. It's the best card that nobody plays. Bang bang, good game.